Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my WWE NXT House Show review for Sunday, September 9th, 2018, from the Royal Oak Music Theater in Royal Oak, Michigan. This is my third NXT House Show. My first in 2 years, since the last time they were at Royal Oak, besides this year, which I'll get to the story why I didn't go and watch in a second. And of course, if you want to see the reviews for those two NXT shows I went to in Cleveland in 2015 and Royal Oak in 2016, they're on this channel. So first time seeing NXT in 2 years, and it was a pretty good show. Good action. You got to see about 90% of the people that I wanted to see, especially so those I've seen before in other companies. Could see them again. There were some disappointments. Obviously, no Aleister Black because he's hurt. No EC3, but I've seen him before at an ex-ICW show, local independent show. I made a sign for him in case he was there. Of course, the biggest disappointment, no Velveteen Dream. They sold his shirt, and same with EC3, they sold his shirt too. They initially advertised EC3 to be there on the WWE website, but he wasn't there. But Velveteen, he was doing, I saw on his Twitter, he was doing independent show for Evolve. So that's why he wasn't there. But I thought he was only wrestling on Friday and Saturday for Evolve. I'm like, maybe he can make a cameo in Detroit. But we did not see him. But we did get a surprise cameo from an NXT alum that's been doing most of the NXT Roadshow trip this leg. You know, we've seen him on Twitter make appearances at other shows. We were like, is he going to be there in Detroit? Well, he was. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's start with getting there and everything. Like I said, I've seen NXT 2 times. Reviews for those shows on the channel, as I mentioned. They were here in March for the first time in 2 years, but I was not able to go in March because I went to Border City Wrestling in Windsor that same day with Impact TNA. Got me like Petey Williams and Austin Aries and all them guys. So I missed NXT the last time they were here. But they announced in August, right before my birthday, they were going to be here on a weird day and time, a Sunday afternoon, 5 p.m. I was like, wow. They've been at 7, not at 5. Is it because of football? Who knows why they scheduled it that way. The pre-order was a bitch to get there. It took like 10 minutes, and I got stage seating. They had kind of like the same city they had when I went in 2016. I was on the floor last time for NXT in Royal Oak, but I was 5th row. Because I was trying to get NXT tickets the same time I was getting an Adele ticket. But with no other sales going on the same day as NXT pre-sale, I was able to get a really better seat this time. I was on the stage, on the entrance ramp, end section, kind of like where I was if you see my Ring of Honor reviews that I went to their shows in Dearborn. I was like at the end row, up against the barricade by the entrance ramp. That's kind of where I was today, as you see from these really good seats today. Great view of the ring. And of course, I was like right next to the entrance ramp. So I got to interact with everybody that came out. And it was a complete sellout. You know, or at least near sellout. We got there like at 4:30. My cousin went. I was supposed to go with my friend Will, but my friend Will had to do double duty at work. Couldn't get it off. I had this shirt with him. I bought a shirt of this for him, but we were gonna be twins, but he didn't make it. So my cousin went, and he doesn't know much about NXT, but he still liked it. We got there at 4:30. Doors open at 3:30, and there was like probably a line at 3:30, but there was no line here. So we got in pretty fast, fastest I've ever gotten to NXT or any other event in Royal Oak for wrestling. And lots of Undisputed Era shirts. People buying these off the rack, I've heard from people in the aisles. And of course, a norm of wrestling shows, lots of Bullet Club, Cody, Villain. I even saw the guy who got engaged at the last Ring of Honor show in May at Royal Oak. He proposed to his girlfriend with the help of the Elite. Of course, I mentioned that in my Ring of Honor review from Royal Oak back in May. It's on this channel as well. You know, keep plugging for my video channel. But hey, they were doing cheap plugs for the network during the show tonight. Even saying, nee. So, and I saw Detroit Macho Man, met him at Hell in a Cell, and he was there again tonight. But let's get to the show after I show you my cup. So, wish she was there. Wish Bianca Belair was there. Mentioned Kairi Sane wasn't there. definitely disappointed he wasn't there. Velveteen Dream said he wasn't seeing him again, but I've seen him already. Of course, he wasn't there. Obviously, I mentioned injury, but everyone on this cup was there. Let's look, guys, who won on this cup to open up our show. A tag team match. It seems to be the norm for my NXT house shows to begin with a tag team match to get the people fired up. And opening up the show was fan favorites, Stenson Waits themselves, Heavy Machinery, Tucker Knight, and Otis Dozovic, who were pretty over with the fans. And they came out to take on the Forgotten Sons, a new tag team that just came through. They just defeated the Street Profits on recent NXT television with the help of the Mighty. Of course, there's usually 3 guys, but today it was only 2. It was Wesley Blake, of course, the former tag team partner, former tag team championship partner of a now flourishing star on 205 Live, a man who I hope would dethrone Cedric Alexander in Melbourne at Super Showdown, being Buddy Murphy. But Wesley Blake's got a new partner, Brendan Cutler, but he wasn't there tonight. It was Gunner, who was his partner. He's got a new name, Jackson Weicker. That's his new name now, but I call him Gunner. And it was a decent little tag match. Forgotten Son got some good double cheaping in, but the big weights of Otis and Tucker were the dominant force. And like I said, they were pretty over the fans. Chanting, we were chanting for Dozovic. I was trying to get a Sticks and 8 chant going on, but there was a little bit of this. But yeah, Heavy Machinery were over with the fans. Forgotten Son got some big heat. Fun little tag team to open up the show. Heavy Machinery getting the victory with a great double team squash. On I think Blake took the pin. I think it's the best thing to have in the Blake to have a new team. He was even floundering on the lower mid card of NXT, especially with his former championship partner Buddy Murphy doing so well on 205 Live. Now he's got a new team with his Bentley Cutler guy who wasn't there, maybe he was injured or whatever. And with Gunner now. Like I said, he's made a TV debut recently, so it's cool seeing them. So a fun little tag team match to open up here. You know, like I said, pretty decent opener. Fun, fast-paced, especially with the fast-paced movement of the Heavy Machinery. So after the match, like I said, I was really close to the entrance ramp. You see from the photos. I held a sign for them when they were coming out. But when they were coming back, they finally saw my sign. Otis, his partner Tucker Knight, grabbed my sign, and you'll see the photo of Tucker Knight grabbed my sign and holding it up at the end of the match. So it's awesome that he did that. So thank you, Tucker, for that. Not the only sign interaction I had the entire evening. So after that, we're going to have a palate cleanser. A first of 2 women's matches. If you don't have Bianca Belair or Lacey Evans, you got Dakota Kai. Cool seeing her. I got to touch her hand and get a little high five. Like I said, being so close to the ramp, I got to interact with everybody. Got the shake hands with Dakota Kai. She was coming out. I had another experience with her later. Taking on Aaliyah, formerly known as Oof. She was a breakout star from the docu-series Breaking Ground. So it's cool seeing her in a flashy new outfit she recently debuted recently. And I love that sexy outfit, as you see from the pictures I took. It was a decent match. You know, Aaliyah, she did have I think there was like a botch moment for her. She was kind of sloppy in there, but Dakota Kai was carrying the match big time with the big kicks. Especially some big kicks in the corner. I think she did like 3 times, like big boots to Aaliyah in the corner. And of course, those big kicks and the big strikes of Dakota Kai would outpower Aaliyah's energy as Dakota would get the victory. Like Aaliyah looked good here. Like I said, she had some sloppy moments, but she had a good little. I think she had like a little splash from the top that was kind of cool. Dakota got the victory, and as she was walking back, I got a quick selfie with her. It was a decent little selfie shot, but it was still a great moment shared with Dakota. So now on with our third affair, a third match, non-stop action, better than the one in March in the LCA, bar none. We had Dan Mather coming out, the guy who was touted for his debut till Samoa Joe beat him up for his debut match and lost ever since. He came on the screen. It was kind of cool. I've never seen this happen in the previous NXT shows. Have guys cut a video promo to the crowd. That's what Dan Mather did. It's like, I'm in Detroit, Rock City, home of the worst team in the NFL. Which is true, besides the Browns. The Lions, of course. I predict 0-16 for them. Okay, more realistic, 5-11. Anyway, after that heel promo, he came out to a lot of heel heat. It was like, who's his opponent? The lights went out, the Game of Flashes came out, and it was the guy we were praying would make a cameo appearance. It was Tyler Breeze. I did have a Prince Pretty mini sign because I told you I heard that he was on the NXT shows in Buffalo and in Ohio. I was like, maybe he'll show up in Detroit. And I made a sign for him just in case. And once those flash bulbs came out and came up to his own music, and he had a selfie phone. He didn't have a selfie stick. He had a phone to do the selfie thing. He did see my sign. I lost my sign that said Prince Pretty. But I did a good job of like pointing at me. So that was a cool moment with him. But Maytha, when Breeze got to the ring, he went right at him with the beatdown and feeding up the fans' booze after making that Lions reference. Beat up on Breeze a bit. Even beat him up on the outside. But then Breeze came back with some big moves, especially after Maytha was coming back into the ring. He got tripped up. Got a super kick from Breeze. And also got like, "You fucked up" chant from the fans. And there was a couple of kids in our section. So he apologized to the kids. I even said at one point, after I saw Maytha do the trip and botch, I said, "You effed up," to be safe in front of the kids. But then everybody else said the whole thing, and I just said, fuck it, let's go with it. So after Maytha had the trip up, Breeze came out with some big kicks, some big moves. He did nail the beauty shot to get the victory. So it's great to see Breeze and reminding everybody what made Tyler Breeze so fucking great and why he should be treated a whole lot better in the main roster. He should be treated more like a better single star with, Fandango out. So there you go. So now on to our next little scenario. We had a kind of a segment. We had this new signing from Germany, the Alex White copycat, Wunderkind, because he's from Germany and he almost dresses like Alex White. Marcel Belcher, or Betchel, hope I got that name right. He just came out with his Alex White like jacket, with his arms crossed, trying to be like Noam Dar and other people. He came into the ring. He just walked around a bit, feeding up the fans' booze, and he grabbed the microphone and he was playing with the fans like every time the mic got to his mouth, he got like Roman Reigns type. He was probably the most heated guys with the most heat of the entire evening, next to, of course, a sitting psycho killer. Get to that in a minute. So he went go to the microphone and it was like, boo! Yay! And then, of course, we was trying to do besides doing the yay boo to him teasing the mic. When he did one point, we did say this when he was putting the mic to his face. Nine! Instead of no, nine, of course, no in German. We even did because I think Marcel did like this. So we were doing in our section. And he kept going for the rope. Like, okay, you're going to boo me? I'm going to leave. He went to the rope. Yeah! Back in the ring. Boo. Yeah, boo. And then he went to the back. Yay! Then went back to the back and got back in the ring, got big boos. And then here comes Lawler Sullivan coming out. Beat him up. It wasn't really a match, just a beatdown. But as Marcel was walking out, of course, Lawler got some big babyface pop. Needs to be a heel and say, I didn't do that for you. I did that for me. Because this is Lawler Sullivan's territory. So I want my opponent to come out. I'm like, wow, that wasn't his opponent. So his real opponent was Johnny Gargano. Johnny Wrestling. I'll explain this in a minute. Great interaction moment with a certain guy. This is the best match of the first half for sure. Great action. Gargano came back with some big moves. Of course, there were a lot of Johnny fans. But there were a lot of Johnny haters. There was some Johnny Failure chants. Of course, usually named Johnny Failure by a lot of people, including
Touchdown Green Bay 2017.
My dad's watching the Packers-Bears game as I speak. Packers trying to catch up with Watts' back. Anyway, as I'm making this video. So, Gargano was called Johnny Failure by Velveteen Dream recently. So, there was some Johnny Failure chants. But a lot of people were cheering on Johnny. He liked my sign again because I made him a Johnny Wrestling sign last time I saw him. And he mentioned that first match. He was like, well, my very first NXT matches was in Royal Oak about 2 years ago. And he wrestled a guy by the name of Elias. And Elias would win. He was still the Drifter, still with his last name, and he got some big heat when he was in Royal Oak 2 years ago. And now look at him now. One example of when NXT roster people are treated right on the main roster, especially those who failed in NXT, like Elias did. So, fun match. Gargano came back with his big kicks, big moves. He did try to Gargano escape it a couple times. But then Lars Sullivan came back with his big moves, including an attempt at the freak accident. But Gargano would get out of it. We did have a screwy ending. The only screwy ending tonight, we had a screwy ending in the tag team title match last time I saw him. Lars kind of tripped up the referee. You know, he bumped into the referee or pushed the referee into something, and he got DQ'd for that. Johnny won, but Lars did not care about losing. Because I was like, makes sense for the screwy ending because both these guys can't afford a pin. You know, Gargano's still chasing after Ciampa. He's showing his vicious side. And Lars needs a rematch too. Because he lost to Aleister Black. But now if Ciampa's champion, we're not going to rematch until we have a babyface champion. So, he pulled out a weapon. We saw some candlesticks underneath our section, but he didn't pull those out. He grabbed the chair from the announcer. Nailed Gargano a few times with it. But then Johnny got the chair. He nailed Lars with it and did some big super kicks. Laid him out to end the first half. So, great match. Great action for both these gentlemen. Lars with his big powerful moves and Johnny with his fast-paced moves. He did a couple dives. But went through so many times. He got like power slammed. He was doing like big flying moves and got caught a few times by Mr. Lars. It was a fun match to end the first half. And we had an intermission. And during the intermission, I walked back to my section and you saw a little picture. You can see a little picture of a Wesley Blake hanging out with the fans in my, like, kind of near my section in between the acts. And I did say hi to him, like, after I took the phone, I said, good match tonight, Wesley. And he's like, thank you. So I said hi to him a little bit. So on to our second half. With no women's champion tonight. As I mentioned, we did not have Kairi Sane, but we did have a women's tag match involving former women's championship contenders and a former NXT women's champion. First, you have the crazy Nikki Cross, an unlikely partner with Candice LeRae. New music, by the way. I like her old theme. But she had new music with Nikki. Taking on Vanessa Bourne and the former NXT women's champion, the Queen of Spades. Yeah, this is my sign for Kyrie, but she wasn't there. My friend made this for me. But he made this one too. Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler. Got some big pop. What kind of a pop? But got some heat too. A fun, decent women's tag match. Nikki wanted to get her hands all over Vanessa Bourne. We were chanting, Nikki's gonna kill you. We did say, Lars is, we chanted, Lars is gonna kill you when he came out to beat up on Marcel Belcher, whatever his name is, the German guy who needs to whip off his Alex White. Rome told me someone did chant Alex White. I'm like, I'm right. Someone else got the reference. He doesn't like Alex White. All that was missing was him doing the funky dancing that Alex White did. Anyway, so Nikki wanted her hands on Vanessa Bourne, and also on her hands on Shayna Baszler, continued their little rivalry after Nikki lost to Shayna in NXT TakeOver Chicago. And also Shayna had her eyes on Candice LeRae about the match. They had a little rivalry going on as well, after Shayna said some words about her and her husband. There was some Candice wrestling chants. The crowd was good. Not as good as the Progress show I went to in Chicago, but still. Anywho, Candice came back with some big moves after she got the hot tag. After Nikki got isolated. But Nikki got another hot tag. And as Shayna was coming back with some big moves with the body articulation. And Vanessa had her moments too. You know, she had some good moments with Candice and Nikki. But unfortunately, she kind of got nailed inadvertently into Shayna Baszler near towards the end of the match. Shayna did not like the inadvertent bump. Nikki Cross was smiling because she was the only woman in the ring. Shayna walked out of Vanessa Bourne, fed into Nikki's finisher, in the victory for Nikki Cross and Candice LeRae. And Candace was kind of like trying to control the crazy. You can't control the craziness of Nikki. You just gotta embrace it. You can't control it. You can only contain it. And Candace went along with the craziness of Nikki, even doing like the headbang thing at the end, like doing some moves with her. And that's how we ended that match. So now on to our co-main event. Kind of interested this was a co-main event, but it kind of we realized who's facing who makes sense. It was the co-main event. It was the NXT Championship. It was the first time, as I mentioned, in the 3 NXT shows. This is the first time that the NXT Championship was the co-main event. Both times I went before, it was the main event. And a little spoiler alert, we did not have a multi-man main event. The last 2 times I've been to NXT, the main event was a 4-man, a fatal 4-way match for the NXT Championship both times. But we had a 6-man to end our evening. But, like I said, co-main was the NXT Championship match. We had recent NXT signee Donovan Dijak showing up. Well, his new name is Dominic Dijak. That means no Keith Lee. Oh, because a lot of people went there. But hey, when you have such a big roster, you gotta have some people missing sometimes. So, sad we didn't see Keith Lee or EC3 or Velveteen or all the people I already mentioned. But we did, like I said, see Dijak, interesting choice, to be challenging the Blackheart, the Psycho Killer himself, Tommaso Ciampa. Now, let's get to this. So, I hold my sign up. Ciampa came out. He came out with no music and got booed immediately. Of course, most heated guy in the evening, guy with the most heat. So he walked by me, saw my sign, he just yanked it from me and whipped it up and threw it across the floor. So, and if you see my other reviews from other shows I've been to, I've had signs whipped from other people before. Hangman Page whipped my Free Carino sign in Kalamazoo. Now, getting a sign whip of Adam Page was cool and kind of a cool little memento, but nothing more awesome to say that Tommaso Ciampa whipped your sign. That is a badge of freaking honor to have your sign ripped by Tommaso Ciampa. Awesome. And once we found out this match is happening, the fans kind of turned to Dijak because, like me, I think a lot of people were like, oh, it's inevitable. We have a squash match. People saying Jobber to Dijak. We forgot to mention during the Dan Mather match, we were chanting, Gilbert got him. Gilbert. Goes. Probably everyone would have said to us, the proper chant would have been, feed me more or Ryback, because he kind of looks like Ryback. But we're chanting Gilbert. We didn't get a reaction out of him. So, but, people didn't know his career in Ring of Honor as a top prospect winner and a protege of Truth Martini. Well, Jenny Ciampa ran him because, like I said, once this match was signed, it's like, oh, it's inevitable. Ciampa's winning this thing. But even with that inevitable, Donovan Dijak made sure that he made a great effort in there. Because people didn't know him. People were booing Ciampa. We were saying, there was like, Psycho Killer, fuck you, Ciampa chance. So that's how overheated he is. As well as over heels in the company. He made the announcer announce him as the most entertaining sports entertainer ever. Or something like that. And we had a blonde announcer. We did not get one of the other regular announcers. I think some people called her White JoJo. Anywho. It was my section, but of course Ciampa came back with came at Dijak with the big moves, big kicks. Teasing the DDT a couple times, and of course his big finisher. Forgot the name of that finisher. I'll see it and I'll remember it. The name of his finisher. That Gargano took it too, like the end trip or something. That end something. Yeah, like a death and something. Finish your name. But he did try to nail that a couple times. But as the match went on, and the fight was shown by Dijak, he won the fans over. He fought the fight to Ciampa. In a foregone conclusion, Dijak made sure the fans would not forget him as well. He gave him some big moves. He did nail a couple near falls, including nailing his finisher, Feast Your Eyes, on Ciampa. And that's when the match really got going. The first half was kind of a beatdown with Ciampa, trying not to delay the inevitable. But then as the match went on, it got better in the second half of the match when we saw some fight out of Dijak, and that's when the fans started applauding him. The fans were just booing him and cheering on Ciampa. Finally got to respect Dijak after his tremendous performance. And I applaud him too. I've seen him in Ring of Honor once, but it was cool seeing him now take on the NXT champion, who I've seen before him, Matt Ciampa, at an XICW show 2 years ago when he took on Rhino of all people and beat him. He beat Rhino. And he was showing his heel tendencies that night in XICW. It was like an example of what would become his heel move in NXT. So after Dijak came in with his false hope spots, he did come back into the ring for the finish. He had a ball on the outside. And as Dijak was getting back in the ring, he got hung up in the middle rope. Jump up, play with a middle rope DDT, nasty middle rope DDT. The move that he defeated Gargano with at NXT over Chicago 2. And that's how this match finished with the DDT from the middle rope victory and retained the championship from Tommaso Ciampa. But after the match, Dijak got a very deserving standing ovation for the fans. Like I said, the fans didn't like him at first. They thought, oh, this guy's just another ploy, another victim of Tommaso Ciampa's reign as NXT champion. Which is a foregone conclusion. But he showed a lot of fighting there and won a lot of fans over. So I applaud with others Diamond Dijak's effort. I was surprised he was getting the shot at all. At a house show, no less. But it was still a great effort from Dijak. Hopefully this makes a lot of people feast their eyes on Donovan Dijak. Like I said, his new name is Dominic Dijak, but I always call him Donovan Dijak. So great to see him, especially in Michigan, the home of Truth Martini's House of Truth Wrestling Camp. And I actually had a little interaction with the wrestlers. I did a DJ gig and I had wrestlers. There was like a wrestling show. I commentated and played the music for people that were trained by Truth Martini. So it's great to be in the home of Truth Martini's wrestling school and do well at it. Do well in that city. So congrats to Dijak. Losing effort, but looked good doing it. Showed a lot of fight. More fight than anyone expected out of him. Everyone expected a short match, but like at least a 20-minute match. And he brought the fight to him. Now on to our main event. The match of the night. We did not see the North American Championship or the Tag Team Championships defended. But we saw those champions in action in a 6-man tag. We would have War Raiders, War Machine. Like I always call Dominic Dijak, I'll refer him to as Donovan. Same thing with War Raiders. They were always War Machine to me. Warren Hanson. Teaming up with the North American Champion. The one and only Ricochet. Yeah, my friend did that, but he kind of messed up. He got better than, as you see, he improved on the signs later on. As they would team up. Ricochet and the Raiders would team up against their rivals. The Undisputed Era. Most over of the night was Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and of course, Adam Cole, baby! He was so over, we were chanting Adam Cole, baby, on our way out. People yelling his name, we were saying, baby, it's requisite. You don't say Adam Cole without saying, baby. It's like a commitment. Thou not say Adam Cole without baby at the end. Really fun 6-man to end the night here. All the teams look really good. There was even all these guys chant. So much action, too much to describe. War Raiders did really well showing here. Hanson, I've seen War Raiders before, War Machine, twice in Ring of Honor. Ironically, against Adam Cole in a 6-man, because it was Kalamazoo was War Raiders, War Machine, and Dalton Castle. against Adam Cole and the Kingdom, Mike Bennett, Canales, and Matt Taven, who I met at the last time I went to Royal Oak for Ring of Honor in May. So, here's the big spots with the cartwheel, fast-paced action, couple triple teams from the Undisputed Era. They even did a double team finish at one point, but someone broke up the pin or got kicked out of that. We had a big super kick party. We did see a great super kick spot where Ricochet came back. He got a hot tag late in the match after the isolation game of the Undisputed Era on War Raiders, even tripping up partners avoiding the tag. Ricochet, like I said, got the hot tag. He did a big kick. He was attempting a big spot from the top rope. He got a big super kick in midair by Adam Cole. Not as awesome as this awesome one in Brooklyn form, but just as awesome. And then, like I said, I think that was like big spot. Like we had like a minute spot fest, like big hit spots, big spot, big kicks, big everything. Ronnie came as a big backbreakers, and the Warriors had their double team finish attempt, but got tripped up by Undisputed Era. Everybody had a chance to shine in this match. Like I said, so much action to describe. Really good main event, which Ricochet got the victory for his team after delivering his finisher. I forgot who ate the pin. I think it was O'Reilly, I'm guessing. I don't think he would pin Adam Cole, protecting Cole. So Ricochet and War Raiders get the victory. Momentum for them, especially War Raiders chasing after the NXT Tag Team Championships. I would not be surprised if they win those championships before or by War Games, the next NXT takeover. So, great way to end our night. Ricochet took the mic and thanked the fans for attending. He said, it's been a while since I've been in Detroit. Probably the last time I was here was for Dragon Gate USA. In a book company. I think it was like formed by the guy who founded Ring of Honor. Gabe. I forgot his last name. Probably someone would correct me. And he, thanked the fans. He said, on behalf of everybody in the back, we thank you. Without you, we could not be here. Blah, 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 blah. Thanks again. Thank you. And he walked back. He did point it at my sign. I was trying to take a selfie with him, but I couldn't get him in time. But it was still cool to have him recognize my sign. Of course, being heels, Adam Cole didn't recognize my sign. But it was a heel, so you have to, play character. Sucks he lost, but it was cool to see him wrestle at all. In a fun 6-man tag main event. 2-hour evening, like I said. Match of the night, ball none. Fast page, great spots, great fly moves. Ricochet did good fly moves a couple times. The flippy floppy shit, as people would call it. But it was, like I said, great main event to end this NXT house show. And like I said, on the way out, we will all say, baby. Adam Cole, baby. We were walking out, like I said, everyone was saying that. Like that one time when I went to NXT in Cleveland, we were chanting, John Cena sucks, because Kevin Owens was wrestling. So, it was cool seeing a lot of people I wanted to see, at least 90% of the people I wanted to see for the first time were there. Like I said, seeing Ricochet live for the first time was awesome. Seeing Shayna Baszler for the first time live was great. Seeing Laws was great. And seeing Candice LeRae for the first time was great. Nikki Cross live for the first time was great. Same with Vanessa Bourne. And Aaliyah was cool. Especially I liked her in Breaking Ground. That docuseries. Really good docuseries on the network. They had some cheap plugs for the network, as I mentioned, during the show. And it felt scripted. The fans knew it. But they announced how to do a job. They promote the network. Which probably everyone fucking has. Because if you don't have the network, how can you watch NXT? Come on, we have the network. That's why we are here, because we watch NXT on the network, damn it. Anywho. So even with disappointment of no Velveteen Dream, no EC3, no Kairi Sane, no Lacey Evans, no Keith Lee, no The Mighty, would be cool to see them. But like I said, NXT's got a big roster. You gotta leave a few people out every once in a while. So, there's that. So, like I said, it wasn't my favorite NXT show. But it was still a fun evening. There was like no bad match on the card. Everything was mostly entertaining. Like I said, my favorite matches were definitely, like I said, the main event was the best. Main event was pretty good. Laws against Johnny Gargano was good, even with the screwy finish, but hey, you need to protect those guys. Even at a house show, they have to be protected. And I did like the weapon spot in the end. So, there's that. That's my thoughts on the NXT house show from Royal Oak this evening, or this past Sunday evening. And now it's time for the pictures. As typical of my reviews of shows I go to, picture time, slideshow time. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you so much. And also, before I go, I do want to mention quickly, I did not make a wall review last week because my power went out right before wall. And it didn't come back on until Tuesday. So I did eventually watch wall. We did get a generator going. So I did watch wall a little bit, even with the power outage, but I didn't have enough power to make a video. So that's why I didn't make a wall review last week. But I'll probably make one tomorrow. So, see you later. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the review from Zach. Here comes my photos. Bye-bye.
To the knowledge I'll be dropping off the top, I'm on a mission, so put in the work and then you get the dough. And if you gotta sacrifice it all to get it, then you get it, go. Damn right, that's the mind state of the savage on path with a time frame, aligned to define phase, drive through the times and the mind games. That's why I do it my way, and I say I'm taking back what's mine, I ain't giving in to what they tell me, nah, I ain't listening. Can't deny I was made for this. Shove it back in the faces you say I'd miss. I'm taking back what's mine, I ain't giving in to what they tell me, nah, I ain't listening. Shock the system.